everybody, I'm Anna with LuLaRoe Animatos, and I wanted to talk to you today about what it's been like selling LuLaRoe for the last 2 months. I onboarded November 16th. I received my initial inventory at the end of November, and it has been a crazy, busy, exciting 2 months, and I just wanted to share my journey so far with you. So how did I decide to sell LuLaRoe? Well, I am a twin mom, and another twin mom that I am friends with, Annalisa, she had been selling LuLaRoe for about a year, and I went to her house for a completely different reason, and I said, okay, Annalisa, show me the LuLaRoe. I've heard so much about it, so I want to see it, because she never, ever pushes it. She's not someone who's gonna say, hey, come on, come over and see it, unless you ask for it, because quite honestly, she doesn't have to. Nobody has to. This stuff sells itself. So she brought me into her office where she keeps her LuLaRoe, and she said, have fun, shop around, and it was amazing, and I was hooked. But at the time, I wasn't sure if that's something I could take on, but it started the wheels turning. So about a month later, I had my own pop-up, and I invited all my friends over. I got to see her bring everything in. I got to see her set up. I saw that there was no presentation. There was no ordering and waiting. People just came over, tried on all the clothes. It was so much fun. And at the end of the day, I got $70 worth of clothes and a percentage off what I bought. It was fantastic, and I was hooked. And my husband was there, so it was great because we both got to see how it operated, how much setup it took, how much breakdown it took. She answered all of our questions, and we were both on board. But of course, it is a big financial undertaking at first, and we wanted to make sure we were ready for that. So we talked and we talked and we talked, and I had just started going back to work. So I work 30 hours a week, but I carry the family's benefits. So of course those are important. So I carry our full benefits, our 401k, and then we put the boys in preschool. So basically my entire paycheck went towards healthcare and preschool. And that's fine, but I felt like I really wanted to have a little leeway if something happened. My car has 212,000 miles on it. I've had it forever. I'm keeping it forever. I call her Big Blue, so she's sticking with me. And what if something happened though? What if Big Blue one day just didn't start? I wanted to be able to have a little extra, have a fund set up, have some savings, so that if that happened, I could contribute, and the whole burden did not just fall strictly on my husband. So that is why I decided that after 2 months of talking about it, that I was going to take the plunge and sell LuLaRoe. So in the end, we decided that even though it was a lot of money at first, the risk was very low, because worst case scenario, you can send it back to LuLaRoe for a restocking fee. So, you know, you're gonna lose a percentage, but you don't lose your whole investment. Or you can sell it to consultants at the wholesale price, which we do anyway if we decide to switch styles. So we thought, big investment, low risk. So we're ready. We decided to give it a shot. We decided to take the leap and go for it. So a lot of people want to know, well, how much is it? Like, really, how much is it? So I am going to tell you. So, okay, from the onboarding checklist, you choose, here we go. You have one skirt style, one dress style, what is that? One top style, and then the kids and the leggings. You have to choose 4 of these. You do not have to choose the kids package if you do not want to sell kids. You can instead choose a 4th choice from this category. So it's one skirt, one dress, one shirt, and either kids or a second choice up here, and then the leggings. So what I did was I added, if you were to choose the least expensive out of all of those categories, your least expensive startup for just this alone is going to be $4,879. If you chose the most expensive, your startup is going to be $6,816. So you figure about $5,000, about $7,000, you're probably gonna fall right in the middle, $6,000. And don't just get something because it's the least expensive. Get something that You know, do your research, see what the market around you or the market you're going to be selling to is hot right now, and get what you love, get what you love to sell, and just go for it. It will work out. There's a market out there for everything. And of course, once you order your initial inventory, you are going to need other stuff. So let me give you the list of the other expenses that I could think of off the top of my head with approximate figures and where I purchased them from. So here's my list. So the list is pretty self-explanatory. You're gonna want business cards. I got the double-sided ones from Vistaprint. Racks. Everyone recommends the Bed Bath & Beyond commercial grade racks. They are really easy to collapse and transport. I have 2 single racks and 1 double rack. I like the double rack, but it is a little bit more cumbersome to maneuver. You can't get it through doors very easily. You kind of have to give it a little wiggle. So I probably would have gone with 4 separate racks if I had to do it again. Hangers. You don't have to buy the nice hangers. I have the huggable hangers. Actually, I thought I had one. The black velvet huggable hangers, and I like them because they are thin, so I can fit more product onto one rack. If you decide to go with the nicer, heavier hangers, you're just going to add a little bit more space, so you might need another rack, which is fine. It's whatever you want. This is your store. You can do whatever you want. Okay. Decorative bust form. I had a sewing bust form. It was not good for LuLaRoe. You want something pretty. And honestly, I found mine at Joann's. It was on sale for $40, and you want something tiny because you want it to fit the smallest thing you own. You can always pull back the larger styles and use a chip clip to take a picture. And mine is velvet, and it's nice because the clothes kind of stick to it. It's not very slippery. Lights in a tripod, that is if you decide to take pictures or if you decide to use Periscope to sell. It's not for everyone. If you're just going to do in-home pop-ups and lights in a tripod, not necessary. Scale for mailing, same thing. So the labels, the scale, and the poly mailers, that's only if you decide to sell online, which I do. The IKEA zip-up bags. I didn't even know those existed. Those are the coolest thing. They're just like their regular blue bags, except they have a zipper. And what you do is while your clothes are hanging up, you're gonna you're gonna compact your clothes into about this big, and you're gonna hang the bag over the clothes and zip it up, just kind of tuck everything underneath like if you have the dresses, and zip it up just like a garment bag. I usually can fit, I think I can fit 1 rack into 2 or 3 bags, and then they have the handles on them, and they're so easy to transport. A full-length mirror, I totally forgot about that until my first pop-up, and I bought it at Walmart. You can get them anywhere. You can either get a standing one, which is going to be a little bit more cumbersome, or you can get one that you lean against a wall. You probably will want to put it up on a stool when you get there. And then a small chalkboard for pictures. That's what I use to announce the style and the size when I take pictures. I just hang it right on my decorative dress form. I got it from Target. Please note, you cannot use the chalk markers on those little, the little cheapy decorative chalkboards. So I went through one learning that the hard way. So you just have to use regular chalk. But those were my miscellaneous expenses. You are gonna have different expenses, but just to give you an idea, that's what mine were. The checklist that Lisa Later Jones created is fantastic. It tells you exactly what you need to do if you are considering becoming a consultant. And I like that the first thing that she listed was to join in on one of the Tuesday calls. It's fantastic to really hear the culture of LuLaRoe. They are all about empowering you, encouraging you. They tell you every day, we love you, you can do it. They're not about making money. They don't want people on their team that are just in it for the money. So they want people who are in it because they want to share the message, because they want to share the empowerment, and they want to lift other women up. They are not catty. We're not about undercutting anyone. We are about working as a team and helping everyone rise. That's why I really love LuLaRoe. So look over your checklist. I won't go through it all, but it's pretty easy. You just need your agreement, the first and last page, your onboarding checklist completed, and a voided check so that they can deposit your payments into your account because you're gonna get paid. It's nice. It takes about 3 business days after they process a payment to get your deposit. So it's quick and it's constant. It's not like it's like the 1st and the 15th. It's 3 days later, you get paid. It's nice. So let's talk about sales. Everyone wants to know how long it's going to take them to pay back that initial investment and pay it back, be it a loan or if you're just paying back your own savings account. So I would suggest before you start, you have a plan so that every time you get a payment from LuLaRoe, you're going to spend X amount to pay back that investment until it's paid off, X amount on reinvestment, X amount on taxes. You do have to monitor and pay your own taxes, and X amount for yourself. Whatever left over is your own income. Of course, your income is going to increase as you pay off that initial investment. So here were my sales for the first month. I started in November, and I will tell you, I started with Christmas leggings, so I kind of got off with a bang. So in November, I sold 26 pieces, and my sales were $1,255, and that honestly was from the Christmas leggings Periscope pop-up that I did. Like, it was just crazy. People wanted those Christmas leggings. So that was a very exciting start for me. In December, I sold 74 pieces. My sales were $4,403.90. And in January up to the 24th, I sold 99 pieces for a total of $4,270. And I will tell you that since this, I just closed out a party, or I closed out the Material Girls album yesterday with a little bit over 1,000 in sales for a little bit over 24 hours of exposure. So the numbers actually have increased. So I have done over $10,000 in sales in 2 months. Wow. So I did not really know that I had that many. I mean, I just kept going. It wasn't until I exported the data and put it into a spreadsheet, and I'm a data analyst by day, so data is kind of my thing. So I like pivot tables. I made a pivot table. I saw this on paper. I was really surprised. So, you're paying back your initial investment. You are ordering new stuff because you're selling out. You want new stuff. You're going to have to buy new stuff. But I am also putting money into savings. So it's going really well. So far, so good. It's completely up to you how you disperse your own funds. So how quickly you pay it back, that's up to you. Okay, so let's talk about joining as a team. So far, I've had a few people ask me about it, and I really didn't know how to respond because honestly, my response was always, I think you should probably do it on your own and then bring someone on later if you can, because I see how much time I devote to the business. And I think for me, it would be frustrating if I devoted a lot of time but a partner could not devote that much time, but yet we're splitting the profits. So that's where I had a hard time in my head. But I just met a consultant who does it as a team, and she does it well, and she gave me some insight. So I would like to share this with you. She said, the first thing you need to do is map out a plan. And she said, what you need is a division of labor. So one person does online sales, the other person does the inventory and the money. One person does pop-ups. One person, takes care of the shipping. You divide it up, and then that person is responsible for their list. You are responsible for your list, and then you split the profits. That made a lot more sense because I think I could see how it could easily breed some resentment, especially if you're doing it with a family member, where we give our opinions freely. It might be easy to get resentful if you feel like someone else isn't pulling their own weight. So if you're going at it as a team, I really like her plan. Division of labor, map it out before you start, and then just go for it. Someone else had also asked me how much time it takes and does it cut into my family time. I work 4 days a week, 30 hours a week right now, Right now I only have Fridays off, and that's the reason why I ship on Fridays. But I just want to reiterate that you are starting a business. Imagine if you were starting a cupcake business. You go and you get a storefront, you're paying monthly rent, you're gonna give it a go. Everyone would expect you, even if you are working full time, to devote all your extra time towards your new cupcake business. If you didn't, then no one would expect it to succeed. So I ask you to treat this like you would a small business. Are you going to cut into your family time? Probably. It's gonna be whatever you make of it, but that's why you really wanna have your family involved. You wanna have family support. You wanna map out how many hours you're going to work. I do most of my work after the boys go to sleep. I have two 3.5-year-old boys, and in the morning, I check my emails, I respond in the morning, on my lunch break, after work. After they go to bed is when I really ramp it up. I usually do my Periscope parties and my invoicing and the majority of my correspondence after the boys go to sleep. So yes, I am very busy. It is a great busy. It is a busy that I love. I love doing this. I might consider doing this full time. It's hard because I really love my job too. So we shall see how it goes. It is definitely feasible to do it full time. I'm just waiting, I'm gonna wait a little bit to make sure I'm comfortable. So, because like I said, I do carry my family's health insurance, so it's a big leap, but I think that might be the plan ultimately, but we shall see. But that is my encouragement to you, is to treat it like a small business. And something that I hear repeatedly on the Tuesday calls from LuLaRoe is that if you treat it like a hobby, you will have hobby income. And quite honestly, there is nothing wrong with that. This is a fantastic hobby to have if you're going to have a hobby. And you could easily make $500 to $1,000 a month. Just working this business, just doing like a pop-up here and an online party there. If you did like 2 a week, you could do it. Or you could snowball them. If you did like 3 on a Saturday, you could do like a brunch, an afternoon, and an evening party if you're working during the week, and just try to concentrate all your parties onto one weekend a month, so that way you're not taking away from family time. That could work, and you could possibly try to do some online work also. But if you're going to treat it like a hobby, that's fine. You are going to get hobby income. If you treat it like a small business and the rest of your friends and family treat it like a small business, then yes, you are going to be putting some time into it, but you get what you put out of it. And there is no other business that is going to give you the immediate momentum that LuLaRoe has. It is astounding. And if you join my team, we have the Material Girls page, as you may know. And that is where everyone in my team puts their inventory into the albums on Tuesday. And it stays up from Tuesday to Wednesday. And people can shop one page, multiple consultants. So as our team grows, the inventory grows, the interest grows, you have a built-in audience right there. And I will tell you that our team is an online-based group primarily. So why is that important? That is an important point, because I urge you, before you choose a sponsor, to map out what you want out of it and map out how you think you are going to sell. I did not initially think that I was going to be primarily online. I thought I was going to do pop-ups, and it kind of evolved into this online Facebook, Periscope, Instagram. That seems to be where I'm at, and I love it, so I'm going to keep going with it. But don't choose, or I should say, I urge you not to choose a sponsor just because, maybe it's someone you know. If they only do pop-ups and they don't sell online, and you think that that is the route that you are going to go, they're not going to be able to answer all of your questions. So it's completely up to you what you do. We will support you regardless. But I will tell you, it is, we're getting a lot of interest right now, and it's a little hard when we get an email and they say, I just signed up with X person, but I really love how you do this on Periscope. So can you please answer these 10 questions? We will answer it. Of course we will answer it, but we do have to take care of our team and our business and our immediate needs first, and then we will answer your questions. But that is why I urge you before you sign on to really consider what platform you are going to use when you sell, and try to pick someone who you want to emulate. So if you are looking for a team, and we are very team oriented, we are LuLaRoe. When they send you your starter kit, you get the dream book, and I love this page. Grow your team. I love that team means together everyone achieves more. It is so true. It is so true. And we are so much greater as a team. So that's what we want. We want to operate as a team. We want people who are team players. We do want to talk to you and see if you are a good fit. Make sure that everything flows, because we are a fun team. So our team is LuLaRoe Material Girls. And like I said, we try to utilize the online platforms first and foremost. I still do pop-ups. I have a party next week. I have one at the end of the month. But I do specialize in Periscope and Facebook. That's where I'm at. So if you think you are a good fit, please feel free to contact me. You can contact me through my Facebook group, send me a private message. Here we go. You can follow me on Periscope. That way you can see, and you can use my Twitter handle at @AMatosLuLaRoe. That way you can kind of see how it works, how I do it, and see if it's something that's interesting. It is so much fun. I love this. I cannot emphasize how much I love it. I'm shocked. I really thought that mapping out the time to do LuLaRoe would be a struggle, because I did have a side business, an Etsy business beforehand, and it was hard, like finding the time to do that side business and finding the motivation to do it. It's not hard finding the time. It's hard turning it off because I love it so much. So, gotta set boundaries, but it is so much fun. And it's so exciting to see that the more effort I put into it, the more I get out of it. I really do. And I love finding the right piece for women. I love putting outfits together that make them feel wonderful. That is what it's all about. It's about empowering women. It's about lifting each other up, making each other better. And remember, together, everyone achieves more. So, LuLaRoe Material Girls. If you think you are a material girl, please contact us. We'd love to talk to you more. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.